Hello and welcome to the Hospitality Hot Dish, fresh from the oven. I am Kate Conroy, Vice President of Strategic Partnerships here at Hospitality Minnesota, which is a member-driven organization dedicated to educating, supporting, and advocating for Minnesota's hospitality industry. What you can expect from the Hot Dish are conversations with restaurants, hotels, resorts, campgrounds, and the allied members who support those businesses in the state of Minnesota. We release a new episode every other Thursday, so be on the lookout for those. Speaking of which, you can find the Hot Dish just about anywhere you can download a podcast, and we even put them up on YouTube, so check us out. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review so that the algorithm gets us in front of other awesome people just like you. With me today is Austin Tyler-Thull, General Manager of the Millennium Minneapolis and Aimbridge Property. Austin, say hi and let the audience hear your voice.
Hello, everyone.
Thanks so much for being with us today, Austin.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we're going to jump right in. Austin, what is your favorite hot dish?
Oh, I don't know what it's called, but pretty much you would just have noodles, corn, beef, and like marinara sauce, and we hot dish
Wait,
it together.
wait.
Yes,
Marinara sauce and corn?
yes, yeah, it's so good. And then you would have tons of cheese on top of it, like melted cheese.
Okay. Do you
Yeah.
season
Mhm.
like the ground beef so that it's like Italian seasoning and
Oh,
stuff?
for sure, of
Okay.
course. Yes.
That is one that I have never
Yeah.
heard of before.
I've had it my whole childhood. My mom would make it, my grandma would make it. I make it sometimes. I call it the poor man dish because it's just all these random items just to throw into a dish. It's so good. Hmm.
Oh my God. That sounds like lasagna, but the corn is throwing me off.
Yes. You gotta get the corn. Hmm.
Okay. Follow-up question. Is it frozen corn or a can of corn?
Can of corn.
Can of corn. I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. That's amazing. Wow. All right. Well, the next time you make it, I need a little Tupperware. I
Okay,
need a
I will.
container so that I can try it. Thank you. Next question, Austin. In terms of hospitality, what is your why?
Yeah, I love hospitality because I just love working with people. I love all sorts of different personalities and um, learning them and learning how to lead them. I also like hospitality because it's not the same thing every day. You're going to have a different adventure. Some days will be very stressful. Some days will be quite easy. So that's what I like about it.
That is 100% true. I once upon a time, back in my misspent youth, I was a cater waiter for Aramark of all places. And no day was the same as the day before. And some days were so easy. And
Love it.
some days were just hell on wheels.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you talk a little bit about Millennium and what you do for the company?
Yeah, so I've been with Aimbridge for 7.5 years, merged in with Interstate when we merged together. I have the Millennium Minneapolis Hotel. We took over this hotel March 31st of 2023. I started with the property in May. Certainly, it was a struggle property. It was a reputation situation that I have done in the past with other properties of trying to improve the reputation of the hotel. With this hotel, we have developed it a lot. Nearly doubled the size of staff here.
Wow.
Our number one focus is staff appreciation because if I don't take care of my staff, they can't take care of my guest. And I'm a huge believer in that. Um, we are about to go through a huge renovation for our property and for our brand. That is very exciting. So it's just all sorts of excitement. But I would say my role has many hats, but that's what I love about it.
Do you have a favorite hat in your role?
I've always been driven into the HR side of it or the accounting side. That's quite interesting because that's both
Yeah.
sides normally GMs run away from. But I love employee relation and I love fixing problems with our associates. I also love doing like the holiday parties. We just had our associate appreciation party. I love doing those kind of things and training and development and stuff like that. And then accounting, I think the reason why I like accounting is because I used to be so bad at accounting. I didn't understand accounting. And then I had to learn accounting. And it's it it's just I what I like about accounting, it's very black and white, and it's like, what's the problem, and let's fix it, and make sure that our financials look clean and good to our owners.
So that's interesting, that combination, because a lot of CFOs
Hmm.
are responsible for both the financials and HR.
Yeah, so there is a lot of companies that are like that. We
Yeah.
aren't with Aimbridge. Actually, what's funny is when we were with Interstate, they were blended, very well blended. When we merged with Aimbridge, they separated it. That it was the best decision to do because, I mean, HR needs to be focused on our associates and protecting our asset in that way.
Mhm.
And then accounting needs to focus on controls and make
Right.
sure that and they're separate. So they shouldn't really be blended. But I enjoy both sides of it.
That's really cool.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. All right, welcome back, Austin Tyler-Thull, General Manager with the Millennium Minneapolis and Aimbridge Property. What is your favorite Minnesota escape?
Yes. I love going to Breezy Point. It's a cabin up north, Pelican Lake, and it's just a getaway. It always you just get away from the world. And
Yeah.
I like doing that here and there.
Where is it?
It's on Pelican Lake. I'm
Is
trying to think
that
location. So it
Duluth-ish?
is Duluthish, yes.
Okay.
I just
All
get there.
right.
Yes. Everything's up
GPS
north for Minnesota.
handles
Just up north.
it.
Yes.
How long have you been going there?
Oh, since I was like probably 6. Yeah. My
Wow.
grandparents have a timeshare there. They gave them to my uncle and aunt now. But we would go there every other summer. And we try getting up there as much as we can. It's just great memories for us.
That's fantastic. So you're still vacationing in the same house as you were when you were 6,
Oh
or
no,
changed? Okay.
they changed them up on us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
makes sense.
you don't know for say which exact cabin you're going to get, but
Okay.
mhm.
That's really cool. I don't know much about timeshares, but I have some friends who love them and I have some friends who hate them, and I'm very curious. I have so many follow-up questions, but that's a conversation for another day.
Perfect. Mhm.
What keeps you up at night, Austin?
Yeah, so I would say these last couple months, and I've talked to every associate in this hotel literally in the last week, but these last couple months we were a lot slower than we expected.
Hmm.
And the whole city really was slow because there wasn't much conventions happening or citywide and stuff like that. And I didn't get to see my employees, and that made me pretty sad. I mean, they are what keeps the heartbeat going in the hotel and really keeps the drive going for me. So I would say it gets really hard when I know my associates are getting their hours,
Hmm.
and I try thinking like, what can we do for them? But obviously, you have to be realistic too. Um, so yeah, I would say it's that would be it.
Your people. So
Yes.
I was just remembering, I think you told me that you were an HTMP kid, right?
Yes.
Do you want to
Hmm.
talk a little bit about that? Because you
Oh
have
yeah.
really deep roots
Yeah.
as staff, as one of the kids, you know?
So I went to Egan High School,
Mm-hmm.
and Egan High School had the hospitality class. You're
Mm-hmm.
only able to take a junior and senior year. If you take a junior, you're able to take advanced and senior. So I took it in junior year, and it was funny because I always thought I wanted to be an executive chef, and then I realized I'm not mean enough to be an executive chef. So changed route. But they it was a whole class that you learned everything. Like you learned about casinos, hotels, restaurants. I remember we had to build a restaurant in our school and serve the students. And they selected me to be the general manager, and I had to hire people in the class, like if they're gonna be servers or assistant managers or bussers. And it was such a cool experience to just think of like opening something. And we literally
Yeah.
like there was nothing. We had to build a wall and everything. Um, so we had to do that. And then what made me realize I wanted to be in hotels is we had a field trip to the W for Shea, and they had us tour with their concierge. And I was just blown away. I was like, oh, like your job is just to make people happy. And that was so exciting. So I took the advanced class senior year, so I got college credits for that. And literally senior year, I got a night audit job to part-time at a hotel just to get in, and the rest was history. But I learned so much from the class. I That's why I'm on the board of Hospitality Education Foundation because it's an amazing class to
That's
have in high school.
that is so cool. And HTMP stands for
Hospitality Tourism Program Management.
yeah. So it's a
Yeah.
little bit like Pro Start, but not for
Yes,
chefs, it's for management people.
correct. Yeah, so we do
Yeah.
Pro Start in our school. That they certainly should. I mean, I'm going to talk to Egan High about like this should be a class that's in
Yeah.
high school. But I'm glad that they had the management side of it because it opened up a lot of people. And there was a lot of students in my class that are in hospitality, like that I went to class with in Egan.
That's
A
so
lot of us
cool.
went into that industry.
That is amazing. Shifting topics a little bit. What is the craziest thing someone has ever left behind in a hotel?
So the craziest thing that somebody left behind was their child.
No way.
Yes,
No.
I think he was 3 years old, or maybe it was 4 years.
Oh my God,
Uh,
that's little.
Little, and it was bizarre. My housekeeping supervisor paged me saying that there was this little baby running down the hall just in a diaper, going up and down the stairs and everything. So I go get the child, and I'm trying to figure out what to do because obviously this child can't speak to me, so I can figure out who they are. So what we did is we went up to the floor. He was able to do his hands. So like I asked him what floor he was on. He put up 4 fingers. So I was like, okay, he's on fourth floor. So we went to the fourth floor and we were walking down the hall. And then one of the rooms were propped open. And we opened the door and he got all excited and he saw his mom's comb and his sister's stuff and all this, but there was nobody in the room. And I was like, well, I can't leave you here.
No
So we
kidding.
take the child downstairs and obviously the kid was very scared. So we told the child that he was going to be a front desk agent. And we had him go up to the desk and it was, he had fun. He was checking people in, checking people out, pretending to be front. And then suddenly the kid just started screaming. And there was this other kid that ran from a breakfast room and it was his brother. And then the brother was like, "What are you doing?" And we were like, where's the adults?"
What are you
I'm
doing? Oh
like,
my God.
so then the father comes and the grandpa comes and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. He was sleeping. We thought he would be okay." And we were like,
Oh,
"Oh, you probably should never, ever do that in a hotel ever again." Um, and he was like, "Please don't tell my wife. My wife's gonna kill me." I'm like, I'm not saying anything. Just don't leave your child in the hotel room again, please. So
oh
that was
no.
for sure the craziest thing left behind. Mhm.
That's horrendous.
I was, yeah.
I cannot believe an actual adult would make a decision like that.
And then I also had with another child, this child just walked in our hotel. Now he was probably like 7, and he was just bawling. And we were like, "What's wrong? Where's your parents?" And he's like, "They left." And we were like, "What?" So what happened was the mom and dad had 2 different cars, and the mom thought the son was in the dad's car, and the dad thought the son was in the mom's car, and they both left to go to Chicago home.
Chicago?
So we're calling them over and over and over again. Then we had to get the police involved because they weren't answering. Then the police got a hold of them, and you just hear the mom screaming in panic, like, "Oh my God, my child." And they came back to the hotel and they were freaking out. I was like, "Oh boy."
That's incredible.
It's
Nothing like that has ever happened at the Millennium, though, right?
No, no,
Smooth sailing,
yes,
obviously.
yes.
How can people get in touch with you if they need to?
I would say the best way is LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with me on LinkedIn. You can always message me. Um, yeah, I would say that's the best way.
Perfect.
Who's on it?
LinkedIn.
Mhm.
Fantastic. And when this is recorded and released, we'll have your name uh, across the bottom of the screen.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Austin Tyler-Thull, General Manager of the Millennium Minneapolis and Aimbridge Property. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yep.
And to all of you out there listening, we will see you next time. Bye.